taken place, and inmates are fighting with each other, and the crimes that the inmates committed to get there. So it creates this really horrific experience.
The things that leave your imagination enough room to create the suspension of disbelief and to fill in the blanks are the ones that truly, fire the imagination and get you the most scared, because they're very personal. You supply the scares.
We are here to launch The Suffering, but I think more importantly, to sort of feel the energy and what it's like in this prison, because it's a very similar prison to what The Suffering is set in, remarkably.
Now, historically speaking, we've had a very violent history here. At one time, we were on the top 10 list of the most violent prisons in the country. We've had a total of 998 deaths here, 510 escapes, and 94 executions.
You go into the maximum security cell block and you see the fencing everywhere, and you see the cell that you practically hit your head on going into it. And you just feel this sense of, wow, this is what's happened to humans in this place.
There's a lot of paranormal activity here because there's so many emotions, from sadness to despair. I think that leaves an imprint for sure, and I think that's a lasting thing. There was a guy that died in that tub. He actually killed himself. It freaks me out. I don't like the tub.
I think that video games are perhaps the best way to explore horror, because it's an interactive experience versus being a passive experience. After running through the game and literally walking through these halls, I realized how similar they were in feel and tone, look, even color.
We decided to set The Suffering in a fictional prison off the Maryland coast. It's been an island that's sort of had a legacy of evil over 500 years. And then we came here. It was sort of interesting to see its parallels to what we had developed on our own, in terms of just that sense of history you get here, that 1,000 people have been killed on these 2 acres, most of them by homicide, over the last